We're here with Juan, another contestant from RGV Got Talent. This would be, I'm gonna finally be able to do this in somewhat of an order because what I wanted to do originally was make this an exit interview.
Oh, okay.
So after each contestant eliminated, interview them and see, their time on the show. I got really busy with school, and people were just busy. It just couldn't work. So, since I've only uploaded Alexa's episode, I can still put this after.
Yeah, it's still in order because I got knocked out very early on.
Yeah, Juan was our second person to get eliminated.
Wait, was I?
Yeah, because the first week was just
It was Alexis and who was the single mother?
Belinda.
It was Alexis, Belinda, and then me.
That's right. But Belinda came back.
Oh, she came back?
She got brought back by votes.
You could have been what? How did I just find out about this?
Because you deleted the band app.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, it's because look, I really didn't see a point in keeping the app once I got eliminated. It's like, okay, it's just a thing of the past. We'll just move on. We'll just get back to work. Yeah, it's over. I didn't know you guys were doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that they did. Like at some point, they started having the contestants vote each other out, the end of the night. They're like, okay, here are the bottom three. The contestants, all right, choose who you want.
They really took their liberty with it.
Yeah, so it was, it got pretty crazy later in the episodes. I guess we'll start from the beginning. How'd you hear about the show? I know you kind of didn't even want to do it.
Well, at first, I don't have any social media except Snapchat. I think I have you. Yeah, I have you on Snapchat, but yeah. I only have that form of social media. I don't have Instagram or Twitter or any other kind of social media. My girlfriend, she does have social media, and she's the one that showed me oh, hey, there's this talent show going on, and she was telling me, hey, we should do it together. Hey, you sing and I'll sing and you play. I was like, oh yeah, I'm down because. Again, like I told you at the beginning of the talent show, I'm not much of a singer. I'm more of a musician. And she was like, hey, you should go ahead and try it out. And we practiced a song for about a week. We were going to do Save Your Tears by The Weeknd and Ariana Grande on an acoustic version. I was playing the guitar and we were both singing. But then since she was substituting at the time, she got sick with little kids and she couldn't sing anymore. So at the last minute, I was like, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to play? And I showed up. I was originally going to do Nothing Else Matters by Metallica as my intro song. But then my girlfriend was like, hey, there was this long ago, you played at a different show. You played this song by Young the Giant. You should do this one instead. So at the very, very moment of RGV Got Talent, the very beginning where it was preliminary rounds, I did that song. And that's how it all started. So I heard about it from her. I did the competition last minute. I made it in.
Okay. So you just went in there. And so you and I, Alexa, were not initially in the competition.
Yes, we were not initially in the competition.
We were the first four out, basically.
I'm not going to lie. I did ass. Because again, it was a last minute change. It was a song I didn't practice for over a year. She was like, oh, you should do this one instead. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. This is for fun. I'm just gonna have fun on stage. I did ass. I still don't know why they let me in or past to the 16s because I did dog shit on the performance.
Did you go the first week or the second week?
I went. So we went the first week to because my girlfriend and I were gonna do it the first week, but we were like, no, we should see the competition first. We'll see how everything lines up. And we'll perform the second week. And during the second week is when she got sick. And that's when I had to do it alone. So, yeah.
Okay. The first week, so initially we weren't in, right? But then some people decided to
get out. Yeah.
To get out, right? And then it happened. 2 people got out from there and 1 from the 4, and there happened to be 3 left. So that was me, you, and Alexa. And we were in. So the first week turned into just kind of a showcase because there's nobody getting eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what did you do for week 1?
Nothing else matters. That's
Is that when
the
you did
the
it?
song that I was gonna originally do the first time. I pushed it back to my second performance.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I couldn't remember if it was that week or if it was Rock Week that you did Nothing Else Matters.
For Rock Week, I did. Damn, it's been so long. Lobo en París by La Unión.
That's right, you did Spanish Rock.
I did a Spanish rock. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so week 1, I don't remember a lot from your audition. Well, I mean, somewhat. And I was like, oh, he plays very well because you played,
I play the guitar.
and you go up week 1, and then there's one thing, you play the guitar very, very well.
Thank you.
I was like, man, that's good. Did you kind of write that kind of arrangement, that acoustic arrangement?
For Nothing Else Matters?
Yeah.
I tried to make it as exact as the original recording, but because I don't know, in the beginning they had a rule where like you couldn't exceed 2 minutes in a song. And I don't know, I still have the recording of when I did Nothing Else Matters. My solo was a minute long. Yeah. And then my solo was a minute long, and then the song was two and something minutes long. So the original song, the acoustic intro is like a minute 30. So I chunked up, like I cut off some parts between the solo, but I try to keep it as exact as I could, as the way James plays it in the original song, Metallica.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember, because I mean, there's some cuts and stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know the song pretty well. I could tell. I mean, people that don't know the song probably couldn't. But no, yeah, you sang that very well. It was actually quite surprising. I was like, oh,
I was pretty surprised too. Don't get me wrong.
where did this come from with this guy? The auditions were like, and then he comes here doing this whole rendition of Metallica, and then you're like, all right, did it? Get up and leave. Then you left.
Yeah, I just left. I was like, all right, deuces. Bye. See
And Jonas did not like that.
He didn't?
No.
Is that why after he was like, hey guys, you guys are supposed to stay. You guys can't leave.
Yeah. I mean, I also left. A lot of people left. Not just
I know a lot of people left, but I know I was the first one to leave because I just showed up and then I was with my girlfriend like, hey, like, what are we doing here? Just sleep. Okay. So we just walked down and left.
Yeah, y'all just left. I was like, no, I'm going to leave too. But so I left after I performed. I think I was like 6 to go. So the next week comes, and that's Rock Week. And you did a Spanish rock song. Were you familiar with that one already?
Yeah, I was already familiar with that one.
You do. I mean, do you go out and do karaoke every now and then?
I do not. Like I said, I don't sing in front of people. If I do, it's just like for myself, or I'll just like nada más para sacar una canción. But no, I don't go karaoke. I don't sing.
Nothing.
No.
Just at home.
Yeah, just at home, just for me.
Or when your girlfriend says, "Hey, sing me a song."
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Man, that's. So you did that song, and that week you weren't in the bottom 2. That was Natalie and
the sing off queen. I'm starting to remember now.
Alexa.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Alexa. Yeah, I mean, she kept pushing through. She learned the songs.
Honestly, respect. Like she seemed to care a lot more than other contestants, and she might have not been as well as other contestants, but damn, did she have the heart to stay in? And I respect that. Like she knew she wasn't. Or I think she knew she wasn't as good as the other people, because holy shit, the other contestants were amazing.
Yeah.
Like I'm honestly surprised I didn't get eliminated sooner, because each and every one of you guys, I was like, fuck, what am I doing here? Oh, geez, I need to go home. This is not fair. But I like that she, even against all odds, she chose to like push through.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that she had that fight.
She had that fight in her, yeah.
But then the next week comes, and that is something you're proud to be. You remember what you did?
Yes, I did Just the Two of Us by...
That's right.
Yeah.
Just
that song. I don't remember who sang the song, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that come from?
Where did that come from? Well, that was another last minute pick. I picked it the day before because all week I was like, what the fuck am I proud of? Like, what song can I pick? Because the example that they gave us was Born This Way by Lady Gaga. And I was like, look, I'm straight. So I kind of can't sing that I'm straight. And I'm not really good at rancheras. So I can't do I'm Mexican. And like I kept going down the list, like, okay, no, this doesn't fit. This doesn't fit. And then I was talking about it with my girlfriend because I'd ask her like, hey, what do you think about? I'd ask her for opinions because I definitely think she's a better singer than I am. So I was like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And jokingly at the end, she was like, why don't you sing that you're proud of being in love? I was like, you know what? You're right. Holy shit. And I started looking for songs that were related about love. And that's when I found that one, just the two of us. And I was like, oh, well, there you go. It's an easy one. And it was a very easy song to sing. So much so that even after the show, she was like, hey, that was kind of a cop-out. Like, you're going to make it through, but because that song was easy. Like, you didn't have to try. I was like, yeah, you're right. It was a very half-assed show that I gave.
Yeah. And I think that's some of the notes the judges gave throughout the competition for you. They're like, you got to move or, I don't know, be into it. I think you kept...
No, they told me that I moved around, but they were like... They didn't like that I wore glasses.
Yeah.
Because that was like very much to myself. Like
sunglasses.
they were like, oh, you were fine with the movement. It looks like you're like feeling the music. But take off the sunglasses or like, suéltate más en la voz. That's what they told me.
Yeah. Because it was a very easy, smooth, contained song.
Yeah.
But you made it through.
Yeah, I made it through. Surprisingly, again.
And yeah, this is when Belinda got eliminated. So the next week comes. Acoustic night, which
that was my last night.
Yes,
that was my
which
last night.
I think if you would have done Nothing Else Matters acoustic on acoustic night,
I didn't know if we could repeat. I don't know if we could have done repeats.
I don't think you could have, but I think if you would have saved it for then, I think it would have gone really well.
Yeah, I think I would have done better. I was actually looking forward to acoustic night because I thought, hey, this is my forte. Like I love playing the acoustic guitar. It's my main instrument,
but then you use a track.
Huh?
But then you used a track, didn't you?
No, I didn't use a track. I played the acoustic guitar.
What did you play?
I played Mentira by La Ley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and...
That's where they made some notes about, was it your voice?
Yeah, the special guest, and I still remember this because the previous time with La Unión, Lobo Hombre en París, they were like, hey, you have a very similar voice to the original artist, but you gave it your own twist, and we like that. And then this time around, when it came to judging me, they said, hey, you have a very similar voice to the artist, but it wasn't close enough. So we're going to deduct points off of that. I was like, wait a minute, dude. Yeah. Like 2 weeks ago, you told me that this was a good thing. And now you're telling me that it's a bad thing, that I should be doing more of the things that the artist did. But 2 weeks ago, you were saying like, oh, you didn't do what he did. You did it your own way. And it sounds cool.
Yeah.
It's a little suspicious what they did to me. But... it's okay. All of you guys were... I genuinely think all of you guys were more talented than I am, so...
you did.
I wasn't really upset about it.
They kind of did that similar with Eli when he did Hallelujah.
Oh, he did Hallelujah? He seems like the kind of guy to do Hallelujah.
But, of course, he did his...
own take on it.
Yeah, it was just, the chord progression, simple Hallelujah. And then at the end, he starts getting, like, grunge in it and putting a little bit of...
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah. Judges did not like it.
Why? What?
They just are like, it was good, and then you did that, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, they had a little bit of inconsistencies with their judging. Again, like I told you, at first they told me it was a good thing that I gave it my own spin. I was like, oh, you sound like you. You sound similar, but it sounds like you. And then they were like, oh, it sounds like you. It doesn't sound like the artist. It sounds like you. No. Okay, sure.
Yeah. I had this weird talent where... even for the week of myself, I was like, these are going to be the bottom two. And that week, I was talking to Shanti. I was like, man, who do you think's going to be? And she's like, I don't know. I was like, it's going to be Natalie and Juan.
Pa' que me echaban la sal, güey.
And it was you and Natalie. And then Shanti looked at me. She was like, what the fuck?
Straight up, the fuck? Why'd you say my name? You should have said someone.
I don't know what it was. It was just weird. Like I could tell. Like when it was Belinda, I was like, it's gonna be Belinda, Natalie, Alexa and Natalie. I just knew somehow.
I mean, I kind of had a feeling too that it was going to be me and Natalie because I was the first one for the acoustic night. Or no, it was Natalie and then me or whatever it was. But I was the first. I was one of the first ones.
Two of you were.
And then as each performance went on, I kept thinking to myself, I fucked up. Like somewhere along the line when I picked the song and I started practicing, I fucked up. Because every single performance that night that kept going was better than the one before. Like it just kept getting better and better and better. And every single song that went by, I was like, motherfucker, I'm going to get eliminated tonight. Shit. And then I heard my name. I was like, yep, there it is. That's why I was like, I'm not even going to try with the sing off. She could take it. Whatever.
And then the other person I thought it might be, this is before the performance happened, was Jake. Because I was acoustic night, I don't think he's gonna do so well. And
then he went off the.
He does freaking "I'm Sexy" and acoustic version, and it turned out good.
I still think about that performance because holy fuck, it threw me off guard. Like I was like, what the shit is going on? This man was like, like damn dog.
He pulled it off.
He really did. He pulled it off.
So yeah, so it was the bottom two, 2-2, and it was that song by
La Ley. Mentira.
No, what the sing off?
Oh, the sing off. Fuck.
Yeah, it was More Than Words by Extreme.
More Than Words. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I remember a lot of you guys were hyping me up, like, dude, you gotta learn this song. You gotta eliminate Natalie. I'm like, she deserves it. She's the queen. And everyone's like, no. There were some people like grabbing me and shaking me. No, you can't do this one, please. I'm like, dog,
yeah.
Like she worked for it. She earned it. Like I think she deserves the win. Like yeah, she should have been eliminated even before the 16th. But she practiced. She cared to do it. I didn't care to do it. She deserved it. It's all hers.
She made it. I don't know what, it's so subjective, right? Because you could have 20 different judges that judge things 20 different ways. But she was in the cast before you, myself, and Alexa.
That was a little bit suspicious. That I even watched her performance because she did. I don't remember the song, but I remember that my girlfriend and I remember we were taking notes during the performances, like before the 16s were a thing. And we did like, oh, this was the name of the person. This was a song they did. And we'd both give them like a rating out of 10. And we both watched Natalie's. And I might have a video on Snapchat where we're recording her and we're both like with a blank expression. And I remember both of us giving her a really, really low score. Like there's no way in hell she's going to make it past the round. And lo and behold, she made it before you and I did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which, I mean, it's everybody judges differently.
Yeah, everybody judges
looking
differently.
for something that she had and we didn't. Yeah. She has that desire, that stage presence, that willingness to put herself out there. I think a lot more than I have or even you have.
Most definitely, yeah.
Walk that stage. She'll demand the crowd to look at her. And sometimes I'm just like, just look at me if you want. If not, it's cool. But yeah, so the bottom two came, and then you're up there, and then you're like, I don't want to, or just give it a Natalie. I don't like, or you're like, I'll do it with the words, and Jonah's like, well, if you do, that means you're eliminated, and you're like, that's cool, that's fine.
I didn't even do it with the words. I distinctly remember like sitting down and calling you guys like, hey, can you guys do it for me? Because like I don't know this shit.
The funniest thing was, so Chris won that night.
Yes. Oh,
and this is when Julian was the guest judge, so he gave Chris the like studio time to record and stuff. And so Chris is the winner, and then you had the microphone, More Than Words, and then you're like, I don't know this song, and then Chris is there next to you just singing along, and then you put the microphone to Chris, and Chris is like, I don't know the song, and all the judges started laughing because he won the night and he didn't even know the sing-off song. He didn't know it.
Yeah, I didn't like the sing-off mechanic that the judges had. I honestly thought it was going to be, I thought they were going to judge it like, okay, we're going to have a month of shows and we're going to eliminate 4 people a night. That's what I thought it was going to be. But then it was like, oh, we're going to do 1 person a night. Like, no, this thing's going to go on forever.
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to be that long. It went all the way to November 20th.
I'm glad I got out early too, because I started getting more busy with work and stuff. And
yeah. But so then you're eliminated, and then that was
And that was that?
That was the end of your career in RGV Got Talent. You didn't win
That's it.
$1,500. But you didn't come back to another show after that, right?
No, I started getting... The next week, I had to go to Waco because I was meeting with some professors over there. And then after that, I had to go to San Antonio for another weekend. And then I had a performance another weekend, and I couldn't go. Then I had work on it. I just kept getting busy, and I just couldn't find the time, my schedule to go and visit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so would you do a season 2? Or would you have your
if they changed the mechanics of the game, like if it doesn't last so long, where it's like how long was it? It started September or was it October?
It was September.
It started September. Okay.
Yeah.
From September to November is too long.
Yeah.
Of a show. Maybe eliminating 4 a night is too much. Since if they're still going to do 16s, maybe they should do eliminate 2 a night and get rid of the sing-off mechanic too. Because it allows for people who aren't so good but very determined to stay in the game.
Yeah.
Natalie, that was a person who shouldn't have even been there in the first place. Like, again, I respect that she had the heart to push forward, but at some point, grit and determination can only get you so far. You also need to have the talent behind you to back up, like, okay, I deserve to be here. Some people, she should have been eliminated a little bit sooner. But I think if they get rid of the sing-off mechanic and if they change it to where it's maybe getting rid of 2 instead of 1, or having like a day where it's these 4 people compete and the top 2 win, and then these 4 people compete and the top 2 and these 4, like, or if they change it to where like it's quicker, where it's maybe like a month and a half instead of 2 months or almost 3 months, then I'd consider. Also, if they let you do duets or a band, I'd also be interested in going back, because I did have a lot of fun at the talent show. I met a lot of people who were really cool, and I mean, those are memories that I'll carry with me for a long time. But if the rules are the same, no, I would not do it again. If they change the rules up to make it quicker, then yeah, I would do it again.
The thing that I did not like was about how we were kind of constricted in a sense of what we're able to sing, because they started doing themes.
I actually like that they did themes. I think it's I think Jonas described it as like it's supposed to show that you're not just talented in one section, that you're talented in most. But actually, I will agree with you too that it is a cool theme, but it's not fair for the people who aren't good at certain genres. For example, I'm dog shit at rancheras, or like or something like country. I'm terrible at country, but I'm very good like at alternative rock, at more of metal stuff, like that kind of stuff I can do, or indie rock, that kind of stuff. I can do that, but not other genres. But I know some other people are like, I'm really good at rancheras, I'm really good at country, but I can't do rock for the life of me.
Yeah.
So I think if they reworked it, they tweaked it around, I think it could be a better show.
I think it would be fine if they were to include all the genres. Now, the thing is, they kept saying from the beginning, right? They're like, we're going to have a ranchera night.
Did they?
So, yeah, that's even one thing they said in the auditions.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, Canelo would be the one that really asked the most. She's like, can you do ranchera?
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're going to see if you know how good of a musician you are, if you can, because it's such a completely different style. They did not do ranchera night at all. Because by the time, I guess, they got closer to it, they're like, oh, we don't have any ranchero singers left. I was gone. Shanti got eliminated before the top 10.
Damn, really?
That was wild. Yeah.
Holy fuck. I thought she was going to be at least top 5. At least top 5.
You know, and I've been saying this to some of the people on the show, but remember, we were sitting at the table, and then I asked you, who's your top 5?
Mm-hmm.
And I was mostly right, except Shanti. She just, because I was like, Aldo's going to be there, Chris, Andre, and I had Eli and Shanti. Eli didn't make top 5, and Shanti didn't make top 5. It was Elisa and Alice were the other.
Lisa was the electric guitarist, right?
She was the one that would do like mashups. Um, yeah, she played electric guitar. She was in high school.
Okay, then yeah, I remember.
Yeah, her
She was pretty good too. Holy shit.
her and Alice were the other in the top 5.
Mhm.
So Shanti did not make the top. She didn't even make top 10. Because the thing happened with judges pick. So there was a week where after country night, you pick from a little bucket, and there was just songs that the judges wrote themselves and threw in there, and whatever you got, that's what you got. And it was a song that she was just not that great with, or didn't know very well. I
See,
guess she forgot the words.
that's I don't think that makes it a talent show. It makes it more like a game show that happens to include music. That's why I'm saying, like, if they change the rules of the game more to a talent show or more that shows off talent, I'd be down to do it. Because, like you were saying, it's not fair that we were so confined to a genre. I like the theme. I like that they put themes every night.
Yeah.
But again, if you're not good at a genre, what good are you gonna do? Like, it just wasn't fair for some people. So,
Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe they saw, they're like, if we do it on Shadow Night, I don't think it's going to turn out very good. Imagine Eli doing ranchera.
no, hombre, no se va a tocarle con ranchera, no, no, hombre.
It was just she like her Chris. So I don't even speak Spanish. I don't know if he does or not. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, might do it again. Yeah, there would be some changes. It was a good idea. Something.
Also, if
going
the
on.
judges have a fixed, like a rating scale, I don't know if they did at the show, or they never told us. So
They're
that,
supposed to. So this is all based off of points, right? Because there's a rubric
uh-huh.
that you're supposed to follow, and then they put however out of 10 for different categories. There's a vocal ability, performance, what you're wearing, and something else.
Did they address that to us at any point while I was there?
No, so a lot of this stuff was explained before we got in to the people who made it originally.
Shit. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, and Jonas was supposed to have like that meeting with us, but it just never happened.
It just never happened, yeah.
So yeah, there was these. I mean, we never saw the scores, right? But
Yeah,
they wrote.
Well, I guess
scores.
then if they were a little bit more organized with letting other people know, like, hey, even if we can't reach you in a meeting, like, I'll send you a text of the format, or like, hey, these are the things you're going to be rated on, like your vocal performance, your showmanship, your whatever. Then yeah, again, it was a really nice like event, but I think it was a little bit poorly organized and just too slow of a show.
Yeah, those 5 hours was killing it on a Sunday.
And especially on a Sunday where people have to go to work on Monday. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
that's not.
You saw me a couple times with my laptop on the table.
I did not. Were you working
I
during?
had homework. I had homework I gotta do. Yeah, I was like, dude, so tired. And the same week that I got eliminated is when I got fired.
Oh, damn.
job.
Kick him while he's down.
Yeah,
That's fucked.
that week. That was a tough week.
I'd imagine, yeah.
I still made it through the semester. And it's been really interesting having all the guests. I mean, with you, I think it's been about 8. Everybody's got a different story, perspective on it, or how they got there. And I guess this one thing I wanted to ask you is, where did your music kind of come from? Where did it start?
It started when I was young. I started taking guitar lessons at 12. It was a teacher would come by my house every week, and he'd show me chords and give me homework and stuff. And I had that teacher for around 5 to 6 years. So I went to a piano academy. Actually, my piano teacher from that academy recently died of cancer. I was with him for 5 years as well. I joined when I was 13. And I was also in different bands. I also helped my church with their with leadership or with worship. So yeah, that's kind of where it started. I started taking lessons when I was young.
Are you in like band and orchestra and stuff in high school?
Yes, I was in band when I was in middle school and high school too. So
Oh,
that's
let me guess what you played. Um,
you'll never guess.
man, is it a
No. I'm not gonna give you hints.
Well, is it a well-known instrument or is it kind of obscure?
It's more on the obscure side.
Okay, so euphonium.
No, I did play euphonium on my last year of high school, but my main instrument was a French horn.
Why? Like what?
Why? Well, I remember when I was younger, and my really close friend at the time, we both wanted to join band, but we wanted to pick an instrument that not a lot of people picked, so that we'd be together the whole time. Yeah. And it just so happened that nobody wanted to do French horn at the time, so we were the only two French horns at the time, and we stayed together up until the end of high school. Yeah.
So you did region and stuff like that, or did you ever?
I didn't do all state because I liked band, but I wasn't like a big, some people were like, oh dude, I love band. Yes. But I was more like, okay, this is fun. You get to spend time with friends and you have life outside of that.
You do marching band?
Yes, I did marching band. We actually went to state on my last year of high school. We went to San Antonio to compete. We got fucking destroyed, but but we went.
So yeah, you did band.
Yeah.
Was there a guitar class at your high school?
They had a guitar club, but I didn't like taking my guitar to school because I didn't want to be that guy that was like, "Oh, girl, check this out! I can play my guitar. Check the shit." Like, yeah. I thought that she was annoying. So, not a lot of people even knew that I played the guitar. When I was in school, I kept it more to myself and like the people outside of school. So they had a club, but I didn't join because it was a bunch of like, like those dudes that are like, yeah, bitch, I can play. Like, I don't fuck with those.
I remember my high school. There was a guitar class. That was classical guitar, and then there was mariachi. I was in classical guitar, and then the instructor asked me to join mariachi because I knew chords basically, and that's the minimum that you needed to know at that time. They've gotten better since then, but there was a guy who he played kind of shitty, but he was in the classical guitar club, and but no, I said it because he was an asshole. He was just a dick. He was one of those guys that you just said like, oh. But he would piss a lot of people off. So he got into like this fight or something at lunch. He had a guitar, and then he hit the guitar and he hit the other guy with the guitar, but with the butt of the guitar, so the bottom, and the guitar
just shattered.
No, nothing happened to it.
What?
It was a cheap ass guitar, so it was, like, it was really strong wood. Horrible tone, but really strong wood.
Oh man!
And the other guy was bleeding and stuff, and he had cut open.
Oh shit!
Nothing happened to this guy too, by the way.
Oh, you mentioned mariachi. I also did mariachi when I was in high school. I didn't play the guitar. I played the trumpet.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, you're playing French horn.
Yeah.
So, how'd that go?
It was a lot of fun.
Did you ever compete? Or go to UIO or something?
No, not that year, because we were, it was my last year of high school, and we didn't do anything. I think it was like an off year or something. It was just local for pep rallies and stuff, and we'd go to other places and play.
Oh, you never sang?
No, I never sang. I told you, I'm not meant for singing. I'm just a musician.
But when did you start singing? Like, even just for yourself or whatever it was?
When did I start singing? I started singing at the beginning of my freshman year of college when I just moved into the dorm, and I remember I was alone in the dorm. I was just playing, and I was like, I think I'm going to try singing. And it just happened. It just miraculously happened one night. And then things led to another, and I remember playing at this talent show at Baylor, the college, and that's where I also have pictures of my girlfriend. That's where I met my girlfriend. We were friends at the time when I met her at first.
She's from here? Or?
She's from here, but we both went to Baylor together. Yeah. But yeah, I did a talent show over there at Baylor, and then there was a Hispanic event that they had at one of the dorms because it was a really big quad, and they had like this stage where you could play, and they had a bunch of food on the sides and stuff. And I remember playing and singing over there too. So I had a couple of performances before I even officially told other people like, oh, I sing. But even then, like after getting out from stage, I tell people, no, I don't sing. This isn't like, it's not me.
Mm-hmm. So was that your first time singing in front of people?
My first time singing in front of people was at the talent show first, and then it was at the other performance that it's like an outside event.
How did it go at the talent
show? It actually went pretty good.
You weren't nervous?
No, because I closed my eyes. I found that if you don't look at the crowd, or if you look, I'll never forget when I was like 15 and I had to play for my church, which at the time was kind of a big church. It was like 200 to 300 people.
Yeah.
My sister would tell me, look, you look really tense. Just look at the neck of your guitar and look at the changes of your guitar. So it looks like you care about the music and you don't look nervous. So I took that tip to heart, and 3 years later, I would either close my eyes or I'd look at my guitar and just put the notes. And I think that's a really good tip.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was shitting myself. I was shitting myself. If that's what you wanted to know, I was shitting myself.
You didn't cry?
No, I didn't cry. No, but I'm andaba así amarrado.
But how did you do?
I did pretty good. I think I did pretty good. I think there might be a recording of me somewhere. I don't have it. I think some friends have it of me playing that, singing that performance. I think I did pretty good.
What did you perform?
It was actually the first song that I did, the one that I told you, like I sang years ago. That my girlfriend was like, "Hey, you should do this song instead." That's a song that I sang. It was "Mind Over Matter" by Young the Giant.
Oh, okay.
That was the first ever song that I sang in public. So that's why she told me like, "Oh, you should do this one instead." You know, like for old time's sake. And I was like, "Oh, fuck it, you're right."
Yeah. That was it was with a track. Or you?
It was acoustic. It was my own version of the
song. So then, do your parents play, or people in your family?
Yes, actually, my dad, he's on Spotify.
Oh, really?
Yes, my dad does Christian music.
Oh, okay.
And he actually just released a Christmas special in which I played the acoustic guitar in. If you want to listen to it one day.
Se lo imaginó que el rey del mundo, el Salvador, en un establo de Belén iba a nacer. Todo fue tan diferente a como lo esperaban ver. El Salvador en un pesebre, en vez de fuerte, débil fue. Fue como en tierra seca, como ven, a un renuevo castigado por el sol.
Oh, that's cool. How long did this take to make?
The music video took 2 hours to record. It was very, very quick for 4 songs. And for the songs, we went to a studio a friend of my dad's. I don't know if you heard the studio, Gospa Studios. It's on 23rd in Nolana.
No.
Oh, we were on record over there. Yeah.
I was recording. I've recorded a couple times, and
it's a lot of fun recording. I took a total of 7.5 hours to record the 4 songs because my dad wrote 2 of the songs, and then the other 2 songs, the leader of the band, the director, was like, "Hey, we're gonna do one of them in bossa nova, and we're gonna do the other one like very like elegant." So he kind of just told us, this is the topic, have fun. He didn't give us notes. He didn't give us anything. So all we had to do in the studio was like sit down, and we had to make it up on the fly. So it took me 7.5 hours. And then it took the drummer 10 hours to record it. It took the electric guitarist 8. Everyone else was around 8, except the drummer. He was like 10 hours to record.
Okay.
A lot of fun.
I remember I recorded a few years back in Austin.
Oh, yeah?
The mariachi I was with. We were trying to do some tracks just to release. So, like on the website, have nicer sounding tracks. But our bass player sucked so much. Oh my God, Steve, you're cool. But fuck, dude. We never released the songs because he couldn't play on the beat.
Ah, that sucks.
Then I told the boss, I was like, just have me play the bass. And then he tells me, he's like, we could do that, but you know, if we play live, it's not gonna sound like that. I was like, that's right. But it's not sounding good either way. So might as well have a good track. Might as well have a good track. Yeah, so we were there, man, for hours, and he just could not get it on the beat. Damn. And yeah, there's some people that just aren't good in studio.
There's just people that aren't meant for music. It's not for everyone.
Yeah. So you didn't want to ever study music?
I actually did study music at Baylor. I was working on a minor for music, but because I graduated in 3 years, not 4, I didn't have enough time to finish the minor. So I had to drop it. But I studied, I'll never forget this one class. It was jazz improv, where it was like 13 students. There was like a couple of trombone players, piano players. There was a double bass player, and there was an electric guitarist, and I took my acoustic guitar. And for most of the class, you'd show up, he'd turn on the music, and he'd say, all right, go. And he'd point down the line, he'd go, you do a solo, you do a solo, you do a solo. And that was literally the whole class. Every single Tuesday and Thursday was, you show up, and the guy was like, all right, play. And I was like, try again. That's it. That was the whole class. And our test was a little bit of history, and I remember for our final, we had to pick a musician of our dedicated instrument. So I picked B.B. King. I picked Since I Met You, Baby. We had to transcribe the solo, like actually write it down in a score, and we had to perform the solo in front of the class. So, yeah. I did study music at university.
Did a couple, but you didn't want to major in it?
No. My dad always told me, like, si no quieres morir de hambre, don't study music.
That's what Aldo says.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that you can't make any money in the music industry, and especially now more than ever, since like all the big streaming services take most of the chunk of the money. Yeah. Like, I showed you my dad's on Spotify. We haven't seen a dime for music. Thankfully, we don't live off of the music, because if we did, we'd be starving right now. We'd be hungry. But even if you're doing okay, you have to be a really huge figure in a streaming service to at least make money, to like make very, very little money. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't live off of music. Do it as a side hustle.
Yeah, that's why I decided to study engineering.
You see? You see?
Because I was going to study music, and I could have done very well. I knew my theory. I took AP music theory in high school. So going into college, I already need more theory than most of those music majors. But I like money.
Yeah, it's...
Money's nice.
It's really unfortunate that music really doesn't make you any money.
No. And I mean, I did make a lot of money. That's how I paid for myself and school and stuff all those years I was in Austin.
Oh, that's cool.
I played in a mariachi.
Oh, I mean, live performances.
So it's very different though.
Yeah.
Like, because one, it's smaller. We're on average a group of 5. And when we started, we were just 4. And towards the end, before I left, I was making $75 the hour.
Oh, shit, that's pretty
and doing somewhere between 10 to 15 gigs a week.
Wow, that's pretty good.
So it's good money. And if I would have been a full-time mariachi, or even now, if I decide, you know what, I just forget all this engineering, my master's, go move to Austin, I'd be a full-time musician. I would make easily a minimum $1,000 a week.
Stay in school, man.
Nice, but it kills you.
It's an unstable market. It's draining. It's physically and mentally draining to be performing that much. It's not worth it.
It is. So this is why I made this is called Los Mariachi Sagas, right? But I also made a separate thing underneath in the same umbrella. I've had a couple different things under the same umbrella called this one was called Money Talks. And so this is where I talked about all my years in Austin, how much money I made. Mm-hmm. Over 4 years or 5, something like that, 4 or 5 years, from 2015 to 2021. Or no, it was 2016, 2021. So, yeah, about 5 years. I made about close to $200,000.
Holy shit!
And at the time of the video when I made it, this was November of 2021. I had $2,000.
What happened to
So where'd it go?
Where'd it go?
That's what I talk about in the video.
Where'd it go?
And that's where that's the reason I made this video, and I wanted to continue this theory, and I hope that I can someday. But because I uploaded this and I had people reach out to me, mostly high school mariachi directors and middle school directors, because in San Antonio, Central Texas, it's really common for kids 14, 18 years old to go start playing and doing gigs. And they'll make maybe, $300 a week. And when you're 14 making $300 a week, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So they asked me if they could share this with their students. So they don't do stupid things like I did and like most mariachis do, because mariachi, it's so easy to spend the money because you're like, I made $1,000 this week. I'm going to make it again next week. And you are. They're like, just spend it. All right, I need to buy this. And then next week do it again. And then that's how you end up living paycheck to paycheck, or that's how you lose $200,000.
Holy fuck. I can't believe you lost $200,000.
Okay. So I need to know. Good of it. So some went to, the equipment you see here, and then there's instruments I bought, and then there was, food, gas. But it shouldn't have cost that much. I did some more calculations. I was like, how much does it really cost for a single guy to live in Austin on a budget? And there's ways to find a cheap place to live. At most, minimum, including all expenses, it'll be like $20,000 a year.
To live in Austin, $20,000?
Yeah,
that seems kind of cheap.
If you do it very smart and you do it very, very cheap.
I don't even know if that's possible down here. Is it?
Oh yeah,
20,000.
So there's a lot of things to consider. There's strict budget.
You got to be living on like the worst part of Austin.
No, you don't have to be the worst part of Austin, but you're gonna have roommates.
Okay. That makes more sense. If you have roommates, then yeah,
you're gonna have roommates.
Yeah.
Your budget for food is $50 a week.
Eat once a week.
No, which I've done, and I've had left over even more than the 50. When you're in that position, you can make it work. Now you don't have to be that strict, right? And you can bump it up a little, but even then, I didn't need to spend as much as I did. And that's the point I wanted to get across in this video, and to all these people, because there's always kids, even not just in mariachi, and music in general, and bands and stuff that start making some bit of money.
Anything in general. It could be starting a job like, I'm starting to make $200 a week. I'm going to blow it in a video game or something. It's just money management in general. Yeah.
Yeah. So created this and hope to help some people. And most of it was gone. But
don't spend your money, kids. If they listen to this, don't spend your money. Save it up.
Yeah. Could have bought a house. But, I did buy a house. But I could have had pretty much be a lot more secure. Like I said, I lost my job. I have enough money to just hold me over till I find the next one, but it would have been nice to have a lot more. And I put that extra worry. Because it's so easy, right, when it's coming in $1,000 a week, but then it stops. Because when it stops, it stops. There is no 401k in mariachi in music. There's no insurance. There's no severance, retirement, whatever. That's it.
It's
you
done,
stop playing, you don't get paid. That's how it works in music. Unless you became a famous musician, you love for royalties. But those are the few.
That's what I mean. It's far and few between. You barely make any money in the music industry.
So that's why you didn't study music.
Yeah, because there's no money in it. Like I like eating. I like living. I like a roof over my head. Music. Only to like very few people in the world will it ever provide a house. Like, I'm not discouraging people to do music. I'm not telling them like, hey dude, fuck music, don't ever do it. I think music is a beautiful thing in life that everyone should at least experience like once in their life, to, play an instrument and to write a song and to, sing to in a public setting. But to live off of, no. And then you get into the problem of like, oh shit, if I live off of money with music, now the music isn't coming from the soul or the heart. It's coming out because I have to get the paycheck next week. It's like, you're not writing for yourself, or you're not writing from your feelings anymore. You're writing for executives. You're writing for Spotify. You're writing for Sony. You're writing for a Warner Brothers. Like it loses the heart, which is another reason why I didn't want to study music either. I wanted to keep it more of an independent kind of thing. I already went to private classes. I went to a piano academy. I already know enough music theory for myself. I don't need to study more. But yeah, it's better to stay independent with the music industry than it is to like pursue and to try to make money, because you're not going to make money.
Yeah, and that's what kind of started happening when I was playing that much. It just felt like a job, and I just want to go home.
It sucks. It sucks the fun out of it, because look at how much fun everyone was having at the talent show. Like, yeah, the prize at the end was $1,000 or whatever it was, but at some point people would forget what the goal was and they just get up on stage and pour their heart out. It was a lot of fun to do the show. I don't remember people ever saying like, "Oh, dude, it's because I really need the money. Like, ando en este corto dinero." No, nobody was complaining about the money. It was all because we were there for fun. We were there to make friends. We were there to enjoy our time with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you have plans for continuing music? in your life?
I'd like to.
Ever want to release your own stuff or albums?
I have written songs in the past. I have on my phone. I keep little recordings of stuff that I've written that for now I'd like to keep for myself. But I wanted to record an album. I actually have an idea of like multiple albums that I want to record, because I'm a really big fan of concept albums. I don't know if you've heard that kind of genre of music, or it's not a genre of music, but like a style of album where it's like a whole album where it's an overarching theme throughout the songs and like songs tie into each other and stuff.
Yeah.
But I want my first album from the songs that I've written to just be a purely acoustic song, just my voice and my guitar, because that's how it all started with my musical journey. It was just me and my acoustic guitar.
So you would do just all originals? Would you do any covers in there too?
I was thinking of doing half covers of like songs that meant something throughout that period of my life, and originals, because I have a couple of originals too. But yeah, I do plan on doing stuff, but I do not plan on making money on any of this. It's more of like I'm just gonna throw money in it and I'm never gonna see it again. It's like basically throwing it to the trash. Like it doesn't. It's money that's meant to be thrown away for an album.
Yeah, I mean, you leave something behind at least, right?
Yeah,
Just something. You say, "Hey, I did that," which is nice. And so, do you play with a group now, or do shows or anything like that?
Recently, my dad. I played with my dad's band at a church event. It was like 200, 300 people. Yeah, I guess I'm in my dad's band, but for now I'm just kind of laying low on the music part.
You want to get more of your.
Let's get the education done with first. Let's worry about the actual important stuff first.
What are you gonna do? You want to be a doctor?
Yes, I want to pursue medical school. Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna take a while.
It's gonna take a long ass time. Yeah, let's not sugarcoat it. It's gonna take a long ass time.
Where would you go?
My number one school is to go to Baylor Medicine, which is in Houston, but it's gonna take a long time to get there. I was telling you earlier that I recently got accepted to a master's program for Baylor, to further strengthen my resume, so that I could make the jump to medical school. So,
yeah,
it's gonna take a long time. It's gonna take a really long time.
It'll be worth it, right?
I hope so. I at this point, like I've already invested too much time. I hope it's worth it. Porque si no,
You get that guitar out and start playing.
Straight up. There was a time when I was younger. I used to think like, oh, I just want to get my guitar, open up my case, and like just go in the streets of Austin. And fuck it, just play in the streets, and I'll just live off of whatever I make.
Good. That's what Stevie Ray Vaughan did.
I mean, some people could do it. I don't think I could. Nah.
There's been a lot of really great legends of music, though, that come from Texas.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Eli. It's possible. It can happen.
I don't know if this one was from Texas, but John Mayer started off by just performing at restaurants and bars and stuff. And one night there was a music producer who saw him and he was like, "Hey, dude, you're coming with me." And now John Mayer's a huge ass name in the music industry.
Yeah.
And he started all small.
Yeah, it can come.
It can happen, but the chances of happening are slim to none.
You have to be willing to sacrifice
a lot. You have to be willing to sacrifice too much.
Yeah.
It's personally, I don't think it's worth the risk and the time investment. I was like, I like to eat, you know. I don't want to go a day without eating.
Yeah. You know, some people it's just if they don't do it, then they feel like, you know, maybe what was the point of anything?
Yeah.
You know, this is what they feel they have to do. And that's fine. I mean, this is how we have such amazing art and history, right? Because people suffered.
Yeah.
To provide that for us.
Like I was telling you before, this is why I don't like the music industry. People write music out of their feelings, out of their heart, out of experience. And when you take that away, you just get mechanic ass songs, your basic, your 1 to 4 to 6 to 5 to 1 roots in music theory, your basic pop songs. You're like, it takes the fun out of it. It takes the soul out of it.
Yeah, it does. I mean, is there a way to get away from that?
Yeah, I think by not worrying about finances, but that's why I'm telling you, it's not that I was trying to discourage people from ever writing music or performing, but keep it as a hobby, because then it'll be something you look forward to once you finished working, or once you finish going to an office, or once you finish you're doing your job. You use music as an outlet to de-stress, to let the people know, hey, this is how I'm feeling right now. It's a universal language to communicate with people. It's beautiful. I could go on about this all day, but
yeah. You know, I guess that's what's great about music. You can do it however you want because it's yours.
Yeah. So I think it should be more independent. To answer your question, it should be how can people do it? Just be more independent. Don't do it for the money. Don't ever do it for the money.
Yeah. Man. Money makes you, you know, that's what I was talking to Aldo. I was like, I don't think money makes you a bad person.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make you a bad person.
But it's needed. It's necessary.
I mean, you got to have a roof under your head. You got to eat. It's a necessity. In Spanish, I guess you could call it, es un mal necesario. It's a necessary evil, because some people see it as an evil thing, but it's a necessary evil. You need it around. It's what makes the world work, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could buy a van, live in the woods, but...
I mean, do you want to live in the woods? Come on.
No.
You see, to some people, they could say, like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm down to live in the woods, but other people don't want to live in the woods. I don't want to live in the woods. I want to live in a good house.
Oh. But you had a good time on the show, on RGV Got Talent.
Yeah, it was a great time. It was overall a great time. Again, I had my little nitpicks with the judging, with the setup of the talent show, but overall, I think it was all worth it from meeting everyone that was there. Because holy shit, there were some characters while meeting them.
Yeah, some interesting people.
There were some very, very interesting people over there.
Mr. Eli himself was...
When I first said hi, hey, I'm like, okay, this is weird, but all right.
Yeah, Eli's a cool guy. His episode was very good. Did you learn anything about yourself from the show?
Practice more. Practice more singing if you wanna make it through. But no, it wasn't more of a learning experience. It was just more of an experience as a whole. Like I didn't take much away from it, but what I did take away was the moment, the action of performing in front of people. It wasn't like, oh, I learned not to put on sunglasses during a performance, or I learned to move more while I was on stage. No, I mean, there wasn't much to it. It was kind of like a get up there, like you said that one night that I just played Nothing Else Matters, and then I walked off. It was just a walk in, do your job, and walk out.
Juan Santoy. Is that your artistic name, your stage name?
It is not.
What's
it is not.
Name?
I do not have a stage name.
Oh,
you could just call me by my first name.
You gotta get one.
I gotta get one. Yeah. Have other people told you about their stage names? Like, do other people have stage names?
Yeah. Well, we got Jakey Mars on here.
Is that not his first and last name?
No.
Oh, shit.
Jake's not even his first name.
What the fuck? I've been calling that dude Jake. What the?
I mean, he goes by that, but
What's his name?
I actually don't know.
What?
He was like, my first name is none of your business.
Damn, it's like that then. All right. Holy shit.
We had Eli Magic on here. We had Alex the guitarist.
That's his name.
That's the stage name, Alex the guitarist. So yeah, people talking about their stage names.
No, I don't have one. No.
No stage name.
No stage name. No stage name.
Juan.
Yeah, just
Juan
Juan.
Santoy. That's a good name. So I don't know. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Any plugs? Watch out for the doctor, musician, guitarist Juan Santoy.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's how you're gonna treat all your patients. You're gonna walk in with a guitar, just start playing to them.
Yeah. Yep. I want, if I ever make it as a doctor, I've always thought about decorating my office with like vinyl and hanging up my guitars on the wall and stuff. Because I don't know if I told you, but I collect vinyl and I have my own record player too, with like the speakers and stuff.
I got a whole collection in there actually.
Oh shit,
myself.
you do? Can we see it after?
Yeah, we can.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
there you go.
I recently started collecting at 2021. I have around 130 different vinyl.
Do you go to Valley Vinyls?
I actually do not. I think it's a dog shit store. Because there's a store in Dallas. I guess I will like to plug something in. Josie Records in Dallas. Holy fuck, it's like a Walmart. It's the size of a Walmart, but for vinyl. Like, you walk in and it's like super fucking deep. They have different genres. Like, they have soul, gospel, rock, rock from every genre, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. They have house music. They have country, R&B. Everything that you can think of in a vinyl, they have it. They even have special edition vinyl. Like, they have gaming music vinyl. Like, everything that you can think of, they have it there. It is a big ass store that every single time I've been at that store, I've dropped at least $200. I think the most I spent was my first time, and I spent $400. Yeah. It is nothing compared to Valley Vinyl. I only went there once. I thought I was very disappointed with what I saw, and I've never been there again.
No.
So no hate to the store. No hate to the store, but
I think Valley Vinyl is probably the biggest record store in the Valley.
I think it's the only one. I haven't seen another record store or a dedicated vinyl store.
Yeah.
Other than Valley Vinyls, because I mean Barnes and Noble really doesn't count. Like, yeah, they have vinyl, but that doesn't really count. It's not a dedicated vinyl store.
You have Walmart.
Hi.
Target. Yeah, Target has some good ones.
No. Don't get me started with that shit. People when they say like, "Oh, I have a Crossley vinyl record," get the fuck out of here. Or a vinyl.
Colorful one. But there was Waterloo. You ever been to Waterloo?
Yes, I have been to Waterloo, and I've been. There was two in Austin, Waterloo, and another one that I can't. It starts with an A, Atones, I think, or.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, I can't remember the name. But I think it's by Guadalupe Street.
Yeah. Well, so there's if you ever go to any one of them, they usually on the counter have like a map, and it'll show you all the vinyl stores, and they're like all on that street. There's like 8 of them or something. There's a place called Love Wheel Records.
I have not heard about that one.
It's small, and they don't have a huge variation, right, of records, but they have a 3-legged dog there.
What the?
And he's a big dog, but he has 3 legs, and he's just there on the store. So if you like dogs,
I guess I got to make the trip to Austin because I've been wanting to buy more vinyl. What do you collect for vinyl? What's your favorite kind of genre to collect? Or I guess what's your favorite genre in general?
Well, my favorite band is System of a Down.
Okay, yeah.
I have every vinyl except for. I'm so mad I didn't pre-order these, but they only have 5 studio albums. Mm-hmm. But recently they came out with 2 singles that were put into a vinyl, and they sold it for a limited time on their website, and now they're gone.
No.
And so I found there's some people selling online, but the cheapest is like $100.
No, that's not worth it.
And I was like, that's the only one I don't have. I even have one of their bootleg ones that someone released.
What's your most expensive vinyl?
Maybe. So I have The Wall.
Do you like Pink Floyd?
Yeah, I have a couple Pink Floyd.
Because I have all 16 albums.
All 16.
All 16 of Pink Floyd.
Yeah, I only have like 3, I think. They're expensive. So either the wall. Well, the wall that I like the most that I spent was the wall of that one or the Daft Punk.
Random Access Memory.
Yeah.
It just got re-released too. I bought it too. Damn.
Okay, that one. Oh, and also a Radiohead.
Which one?
The new one that it was like a combination of 2. The Kid, Amnesia.
Mm-hmm.
That one's like freaking 3 vinyls or something.
Ooh, that had to be expensive.
Yeah, I think it was almost like $50.
Oof.
But I have a Paco de Lucia.
Oh shit!
Album, but this one is when he was on tour with the other 2 guitarists. Damn, what are the names? They played in San Francisco. It's a live.
Where'd you find it?
Valley Vinyls.
Oh well, shit. Now I have to go back. Fuck.
Sometimes they have some good stuff, and that vinyl, I got it for like $5.
Damn.
Like online, it can go upwards of like 50 or more.
Wow.
So
shit, maybe I should go back.
Yeah, they mark up their freaking prices on stuff they know, like Wasp and like a lot of rock.
Yeah,
the stuff they don't know, they just kind of put it in a pile, and some of it's good.
I bought a Pink Floyd album from Valley Vinyl, an original Pink Floyd vinyl, but it is from like their most dog shit album. Like it's ass. Like you'll listen to it and it's like, wow, this is a piece of shit. Like I'd never listen to this again. But because I like the band, I collected every vinyl, and they had it for $35, and it kind of hurt because it's like, okay, it's an original, yeah, but it is by far their worst work ever. Like one of the songs, it's just 5 minutes of animals going, woo, woo. It's fucking terrible. Like don't ever listen to it. But yeah, that's where I bought that Pink Floyd original.
San Antonio has some really good record stores.
I have not been to San Antonio vinyl records. I've only been to Austin or Valley shops or vinyl shops. I have only been to Austin and Dallas for those kind of things.
Okay, well, this has been episode 2, RGV Got Talent.
Damn, episode 2. Thanks for the reminder. Thanks for the reminder, man.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, yeah.
I mean, there's nothing else to say.
Did you want to win?
No, but I mean, I didn't think I'd be eliminated that. I mean, like I said, everybody. Okay, let me fix that statement. Almost everybody there was a lot more talented than I am.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I wanted to keep going because I wanted to keep seeing the people every week, and I knew that if I were to stop going, I'd get busy with other things. Lo and behold, I did.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But we still hang around sometimes, so you should come by. I mean,
it's because I have some of you guys on Snapchat, and like you guys are out there until like 1 a.m, 2 a.m. I work early in the mornings. I work. Yeah, I work at I start work at 6:30. So it kind of, and I work from Monday to Saturday, and I get busy on Sundays.
Yeah.
So I kind of don't have the flexibility to be going like, oh, I can go over there like at 11 p.m. So I'm already asleep at that time.
Yeah, they do like to get together late. And I'm just like, But when we went to Topgolf, that was like at 7.
You guys went to Topgolf?
Yeah, it was in the
shit,
group chat.
I don't keep up with the
You gotta
shit,
look at the group chat. And it was free because Jake works there.
Chingam.
And food was half off.
Motherfucker. I need to
look
pay
at the
attention.
group chat.
You look at the fucking group chat. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, next time we have something, come by.
I will, yeah.
All right, well, I guess see you all later.
Right. Bye, guys.
Outro.
Mariachi Saga.